guest.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Cheap Seats podcast. I am wire to wire Gene, and to my right above me, I got Big Brian. What's up, Brian? How you feeling tonight?
Yeah, man, what it is, what it ain't, what's it gonna be, fellas?
In the upper left corner of your quadrant, I got the King Kyle Edwards. This guy's the king of Sports Empire Network. Move over, Freddie. Move over. Anyone else is Kyle Edwards on the ones and twos.
What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
And to my left, it might be your right, but it's my left. Listen, this guy's been taking L's for weeks on top of weeks. He's a Lakers fan. He's a Ravens fan. I don't think he's seen a win in the month of December. 2023 has been nothing but L's for this man, but I still love him. Big J, Jordan Gene Lewis. How you feeling?
What it do, man? Happy New Year's, everyone. First show of the new year. Hey, man, like you said, we take an L's, but we in the playoffs, man. So that's a win for me, man. So
you better hope you don't see.
Because last year we didn't make the playoffs, so it's a win for me.
But the way it's set up, you guys might get Jacksonville, and that would be beautiful for you. But if you don't get Jacksonville in the first round, it's a one and done.
I heard we might play the Bengals again, potentially.
That's an L.
But hey, the Bills can take an L.
Baby.
Bengals gonna take an L tonight, man.
Joe Budden. I'm kidding.
I'm hyped for this game, man. Bills and Bengals. I think Bills are gonna take it, but it's gonna be a tough one, man.
Of course, you think that as a Ravens fan. So, as you know, this is barbershop talk. We have 4 strong topics tonight. I have a bonus 1 or 2 if we need it. But listen, let's get started with Kyle Edwards. The man is just comes with a plan every episode. Kyle, lead us off. What's our first topic of debate?
All right, so you are running a team. You're the GM of an NBA team. You have your draft board. Your pick comes up, and you have 3 guys available. You got Trae Young, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Tyrese Halliburton. How are you ranking them on your draft board?
You want to start, or you want us to start? You listen. You call the shots, 1s and 2s.
I have a question. So, like, when it comes, are you talking about like their talent coming into the draft, or like right now? Like,
right now, what they are right now.
Or okay.
We're doing a redraft of the entire NBA. Those 3 players are the next 3 available on your board, and you have to take them 1, 2, 3. Who's 1, who's 2, who's 3?
I gotta think about this. So,
all right, let him think. So, Kyle, who you want to go first?
Start with Brian on this one.
Big Brian, tell us how you feel.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to upset some Atlanta fans because Trae's gonna be number 3 for me. The other 2 pretty much for my team is gonna be interchangeable. So I really don't care 1, 2, but Trae is gonna be 3. Just because he's gonna score, he can give you a little shooting, but that's about it. He doesn't do anything else for me as a team. So that's number 3. Probably Shai would be 1. Yeah, that's how I shake mine out.
So I think the blasphemous line that you said wasn't Trae Young at 3. It's the fact that you said Tyrese Halliburton and SGA are interchangeable. That is not correct, sir. Let me just tell you, you are wrong. SGA, listen, to me, and I don't mean to say this to be smart, and it's just my opinion, obviously, but SGA is leaps and bounds better than the other 2, in my personal opinion. He can do it all. He can score on the drive. He can shoot. He creates his own shot. SGA is, Halliburton plays the best defense of the 3, but at least SGA plays a little defense. Trae Young's probably the worst defender since Steve Nash in the league. Like this is just awful defense. So I would go SGA as an easy 1. I would rest easy, take a nice nap, sleep, be happy about it. Tyrese Halliburton would be my 2 because I need to build my team around a guy that can play on both ends of the court. Trae Young, as much as a scorer he is an absolute – guys, you ever see the movie Remember the Titans?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know who Ryan Gosling is? Ryan Gosling is in that movie, right? He plays cornerback. It's when they have Petey come in to play corner for him after he gets kicked off the offense, it's because Ryan Gosling is an absolute liability. That's the way Trae Young is on defense, man. People just be run by him. Switch. Let me get Trae. Switch. Let me get Trae. Every time you watch the Atlanta Hawks game, why do you think their wins have to be like 129 to 121? because he's an absolute liability. You cannot play defense with that. You'll never be a good defense with Trae Young as your star player. So I'll go SGA, Tyrese Halliburton, and then my number 3 will be Trae Young. And I don't know if I want to start a franchise with Trae Young. I might go other and then Trae Young.
Okay.
I won't go that bad, but damn.
All right, Brett chiming in.
Trae elevates the team's offensive floor, but is showing he doesn't play well with any other star. So I'm not sure he can elevate a good team to a championship team. He doesn't move off ball.
I guess I'll go. I mean, well, if you're a GM, you are fortunate that all 3 players are still in their early 20s. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander 24. I think Halliburton's 22, and I think Trae is like 23, 22, around that age. So they're still all young, but as far as talent, I'll have to say SGA, because obviously, I mean, I kind of feel bad for the guy because his talent is unmatched, but he's on a crappy team with the Thunder. I mean, obviously, Chet's coming back next year. Unfortunately, he went down, but I feel like, and SGA can do it all. Just like Gene said, he can shoot, defend a little bit, dunk when he can. But yeah, I'm definitely so SGA number 1. I'm going Tyrese Halliburton number 2, just because he's young, he can defend, he can shoot, he can he was really good on the Kings before he went to the Indiana. Then Trae, I mean, just like that, he can't defend, and just like you said on my show, Kyle, like other than his shooting, he can't dribble. He's not like Kyrie. He can't he can dribble, but he can't with the handles. He's not like as flash with the handles. Like Brett said, he can't. I don't think he can. He hasn't proved to me he can play with another superstar on his level. So yeah, I'm going to SGA number 1. Halliburton number 2, Trae number 3. I guess I'm gonna go with Brian with that one too.
Yo, everybody got Ice Trae number 3. I thought that would be blasphemous to say that.
Hey,
I say yeah for his offense, but the defense is it's like you can't.
You got to be more than just a nickname. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. And I actually have Halliburton 1. I don't know, with him with Indiana, I just like the way that he plays. He's a good ball distributor. He can shoot the 3. He's got a funky form, but I mean he can shoot it.
Yeah.
And with his size, his length, defensively, he's just really good. I have SGA 2 and then Trae 3. I mean, I still say to Hawks fans that run to the Eastern Conference Finals, which was kind of fluky, might have been the worst thing that happened to that team, because it seems like since then we keep hearing all these things like behind the scenes. Trae and coaches not getting along. John Collins since then fallen way off. They got rid of Kevin Huerter, who I thought was a really good perimeter player for them, and now we're seeing the Hawks plummeting this season. And the Heat are going to get better, so they're probably going to distance them. And I think it's going to be a struggle for the Hawks. But give me Halliburton number 1.
Yeah,
I'm gonna argue that. And I'm only do it respectfully because I know you're. But I'm gonna argue because just looking at this year, right? And like both around the same age. SGA might be a year older than Halliburton, but just looking at this year, SGA is averaging 10 more points per game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, Halliburton's averaging 10 assists a game, where SGA is only averaging 5.8, like 6, basically 6 a game.
Mm-hmm.
But SGA has more rebounds per game. SGA has more steals per game, even though Halliburton's the better defender. And SGA plays on I can't say a well-worse team, because I think he's carried them to be a better team than what they are. But I think if you swap pieces, I think that the Thunder are worse and the Pacers are better if you swap those two team to team. I get it. I agree
with that.
I just think the distance between SGA and Halliburton is bigger than the distance between Halliburton and Ice Trae. I'll go as far as saying this. I would rather, and this might come off super blasphemous and homerish, but I watch him night in and night out. If you were asking me to start a franchise today and you gave me one of 2 options, and you said Trae Young or Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese
Maxey
for sure. There's no argument with that.
Okay, there's no argument.
I can
There's
agree
no
with that too.
argument, no, because he can obviously score. He can definitely defend better than Trae Young. I mean, I can definitely find pieces to fit around his play style. And Trae Young, he's only one dimension play. He can shoot, but he can't defend. So yeah, that's easy.
Maxi's growth from year one to year
was
incredible, and the way he was starting off this year, man, I can't wait to see what he does. I really can't. I love me some Tyrese Maxey.
I mean, Trae can distribute the ball. I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, he can pass. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But he still his limitations are too big in other areas for me.
But then again, I guess the other thing he's still young, so he has time to improve, of course. But I mean, as of right now, it's just like Halliburton as a franchise center. We have Pitter.
Yo, that's my man, D Maestro. It's Mr. Brister. Love this man. So, Mr. Brister, let me answer that question for you. I think it's easier to build a team around a player like Halliburton. I don't think either one of them can be franchise centerpieces and win an NBA Finals. I think it's easier to build a team around a player like Halliburton than it is to build a team around Trae Young. Trae Young is a poor man's James Harden. That's what I see when I watch him play. A guy that plays no defense, that wants to shoot the three, and then when he doesn't shoot the three, he wants to throw the lob to Clint Capella. Like, that's what he wants to do. Did y'all remember that? Because James Harden used to do that in Houston. The same thing.
Yep.
Pick and roll to the bank, throw the lob, or shoot the lob. What he did. Yeah. Halliburton is a better defender and more efficient shooter from distance. I would still pick Shea, but I could see an argument for Halliburton. I got you.
And I think I kind of lean on what you just said, Gene, about I feel like it might be easier to build around Halliburton. That's why I would go one. But I do agree that SGA is – like, I'm not trying to disrespect SGA by picking Halliburton first because I'm a big SGA fan. And I think if Oklahoma plays their cards right, between him, Holmgren, like they have some decent young pieces there that they could, be a –
Can't skip on Giddey.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I love Josh.
I forgot about Josh Giddey. Nice, man.
But if they do it right, Oklahoma could make a Grizzlies type leap. Maybe not next year, but 2 years down the line. Why not?
Yeah, Sam. Who's the GM? Sam Presti of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Or I forget his first name. I think his name is Presti. His last name.
Yeah,
he's done a good job with obviously I don't know if there's any OGs on that Thunder team. Like I think they're all young players, like Josh Giddey, SGA. They got Trey Mann. He's nice too, man. So they got a lot of young pieces. So he's done a good job with bringing in, some veterans, some young guys, and even LeBron, my boy, praised Sam Presti for being a good GM. So
maybe I didn't understand the context of the question, but I'll ask Kyle because it's his question. He says if the context of the conversation is draft board, you're essentially picking who would be the better franchise centerpiece. No. So my question would be, because the way I viewed it is these are just the next three names off the board. Like this isn't like you might already have a franchise player. You might not have a franchise player.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know if you're saying the first three picks, he's nowhere near the first three picks.
Yeah. No, I wasn't going that way with it. No.
I think SGA is the closest to being a guy that you can build be a centerpiece to your championship team. But I think Tyrese Halliburton, you can build. Like, I feel like Halliburton could be a centerpiece of like a Detroit Pistons 2001 or 2002 run, 2003, when they won the finals with like five solid players that played all like.
Yeah.
You look at teams like that. I feel like Halliburton could be a centerpiece of that. I feel like Halliburton could easily be a Chauncey Billups. Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's kind of the context I was going in. Like, you have your team, and these are the three guys that are there. Which one would you get?
Sorry, someone on the wrong pipe there. But any final comments on this part? No, you're good.
Yeah,
my man, I love the questions.
Yeah.
Ask them all day, Mr. Brister. All right, so Brian. You had a fun question. I want to hear that one because I really want to. I think this is a conversation that could really go off the rails a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd love to hear.
So the question, the original context is based off of Phoenix Suns getting ready to be sold for however many, $4 billion,
I
something
think
like
they're
that.
sold already.
And then Washington Commanders probably get ready to get sold about a year or so. Well, maybe this year. If you had the ability to purchase a professional sports franchise, in which arena, which sport would you want to buy your franchise in? Would it be NFL, NBA, MLB?
All right, you got to pick the order, my friend.
You said that was the easy question. That's hard, man.
Oh man, that's for me. That's easy because I'm going NFL 1, NBA number 2,
Oh, I gotta
MLB
rank
number
them.
3.
Rank them. Okay.
I mean, you don't have to rank them, but
I'm gonna tell you exactly what. Brian, give us the order. Who's going first, second, third?
actually, Jordan, since you think it's a hard question, put you on the spot.
All right. So I can pick any team, but in any kind of like
whichever league you want to purchase
Whatever
a team in.
league.
I'm going NBA because that's more the fan favorite. The Adam Silver, people love him compared to Roger Goodell when he makes the move. So I'm going with NBA. And you said to pick a city or pick any.
You can pick any franchise. Right?
Pick any franchise.
You gonna own the Lakers, right?
I'm at the start. I might have to start my own team with the Las Vegas, man, because that's the market. I mean, that's where the summer league is held during the summer. I've been there like my first time, like last year. It was a little hot. I mean, you're gonna be playing in a insulated arena. I mean, there's a ton of open space out there.
So you're starting your own franchise in Las Vegas. You're doing what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did.
I'm doing it, man. Because like people go to the strip, like the strip, Las Vegas Strip. They can go to an NBA game. There's a UFC right there.
You're not worried about your star player getting arrested in the Vegas nights?
I mean, no, I'm not worried at all because I know my team's gonna be.
The nickname. You know the nickname of Las Vegas, right? You know the nickname of that city is, right?
Sin City.
That's right. That's why I would diverge away from that. I thought you were going to pick the Lakers. Easily, them, Boston, or New York are easily the three most.
But, I mean, they had the Knights. I think they had obviously the Raiders. So the betting is still happening. Sports betting is still big in there.
Last night. You watched the Raiders game yesterday, right?
I did, but
there was more 49ers fans there than Raiders fans.
That's true. But, yeah, like I guess to answer the question, I'm definitely going to start an NBA team in Las Vegas because that's like it's where, sports betting is, that's the mecca of sports betting, Las Vegas. Fans come. They had the strip there. They had the NFL. They don't have that. That's what you support. So,
Big J, you're giving a lot of reasons why I wouldn't want to get a franchise in Las Vegas. The mecca of sports betting. Yo, seriously.
Hey, well, how come LeBron wants to do it?
Because LeBron's a very smart businessman.
Why can I be too, man?
You wouldn't be. I'm just saying it's.
Yeah.
You just say that
I guess it's
focusing on the wrong ones.
I guess it is risky.
You just got to really make sure you get the right GM. Good culture players. That's what you need.
That's true. And people love.
You might have to turn a player down, even though he's a superstar. You might know he might get a little bit of trouble in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I've been there. I mean, people love their NBA, but they don't have that.
Let me ask you a question. You think Michael Jordan wouldn't have been the greatest player of all time if he was in a Las Vegas franchise?
Well, knowing after watching The Last Dance, he didn't really party a lot, so I don't think it would affect him.
All the time.
Well, he gambled, other than gambling, but
he gambled on everything from cards to golf.
That's a fun question, a little sidebar question before I answer. Do you think Michael Jordan would have been the GOAT of NBA basketball if the Chicago Bulls were the Las Vegas Bulls?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. He would have overcame all those gambling demons and still dominated.
What's Charles Barkley? You think he would still be an elite player if he was in Vegas? You know he went broke.
Yeah, I don't know if Barkley would have had the discipline.
Brett's a go for that comment. But you're right.
Yo, so Jordan, you sparked off a little sidebar. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean no problem.
Brian,
because I've been to Vegas. Like, I mean, a lot of people were supporting, their NBA teams, but they didn't really have. I think other than UNLV, the college team, they didn't really have no other NBA team to support. So, but like you're right, I gotta hire a smart GM who can control our players. Have boundaries like how you can't bet during the season. Be like a Kyron Ridley.
Good luck with that one.
Price hit the pay.
Yeah, so Gene, go ahead.
Brian? Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be really selfish with this one. Look, I love money, and I will say this, right? I'm definitely going to own a Philadelphia sports team. So then I just take it a step further. Like, okay, which teams are valued the highest value? And the Eagles are the highest valued team. So I would own the Philadelphia Eagles. And that would be, and it's like, to me, at that, when you're at that amount of money, $4 billion versus $3 billion, like when you're at that amount of money, it's like, I don't care if the Giants are worth more money than the Eagles. I don't care if the Cowboys are worth more money than the Eagles, because I'm an Eagles fan. I was born diehard. Yo, I'm dead up, bro. I'm going to bring it on the show in a second. When y'all go, I'm going to show you something, but I have my father who passed away in a urn. That's an Eagles urn.
Okay.
Like, that's how deep I take it. I get angry. Have you ever seen me in those chats during the Eagles game when I'm all caps? I'm not kidding with you. Like, that's me being angry. That bothers me to like another level. Like, don't mess with me. Like, some people can take it. I cannot take it. I will go off the rails. I say the most. Yo, listen, the guy I live with, nice guy. His name's Jacob. He got to see a whole nother side of me yesterday watching that Saints game. I say things I regret, like break his leg. Like, I'll say that. Like, I have a problem. I understand it. I know it's not rational thinking, but that's the way I think. So my answer would be the Philadelphia Eagles. I'd want to own, and man, can you imagine like what I would do with that stadium? What I would do with that? Oh my Lord. Yo, those luxury box suites would be rented out every day during the week for business meetings. I would make those into so much money making things.
Yeah.
I would have fantasy drafts there like they do now. They have fantasy football drafts in the executive boardrooms at the link. I would heighten that. I would have like 15 of them, 20 of them. I would.
I got you.
But the Eagles, and I would make them more profitable.
Okay. For me, I'd probably go NBA, and I would think about it as I feel like NBA players are more marketable.
Okay.
So I feel like it'd be easier to gain popularity and bringing in more money and all that. If I had to pick a city, I mean, I'll stay away from my Celtics because I'm like, I don't want to. Yeah, I'd go Seattle. Bring back the old Supersonic.
So you're creating a franchise too.
Yeah.
Look at you. Would you call them the Supersonics?
Huh?
Would you bring it back, call them the Supersonics?
Yeah, I'll bring back all of that. The logo, all that.
Green.
You'll have Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, at the games all the time. Yeah, because, I mean, growing up in Boston, that was like...
That's hella marketable. You get all those legends. Like, like you'd have Detlef Shrimp.
Yep, Nate McMillan. All those guys. Bring them back and revitalize that whole franchise again.
The Rain Man dunks or the gloves corner. Like, I can see all the stuff that you would have and like get them all involved in that.
Yep.
I like that. I like that. That's very interesting. Seattle is actually the home of like a lot of really big companies.
Yes.
Like, I'm pretty sure Nike is in Seattle, or I know they're in Oregon.
They're in Oregon. I mean, it's right there. Yeah.
I think that Amazon is based out of Seattle, or Google, one or the other. I think one of those two is based out. I think Google might be San Francisco. I think Amazon is Seattle. But
I think Starbucks up there.
Yeah, Starbucks is Oregon.
Yeah.
I feel like Seattle. I mean, other than like the Seattle like Supersonics, like it's like boring. Like,
no, Seattle's a big like tech.
Do you know why Seattle moved?
No,
I don't.
Moved because the residents of Oregon would not approve putting any money into the team, like stadiums and stuff like that. That's why they moved. They kept voting it down because they're very, very against putting money into anything other than tech and tech and different companies. That's why they moved. Which, by the way, Oklahoma City wasn't a great moving spot, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice when they made that. I mean, since
NBA
I've been there, it's like a college atmosphere in Oklahoma.
Well,
So
NBA is different. You have to go be in a city where people want to play.
Well,
Right.
another
Free
thing, well,
agency
the reason why
matters.
they got there in Oklahoma is because of the Hurricane Katrina when they had to move the Pelicans. So they needed a temporary spot for Oklahoma, not for
New Orleans.
New Orleans to play.
Mm-hmm.
And once they played in Oklahoma City and the game, it didn't do bad. It did pretty good. They were like, hell, we can move a team there now.
Yeah.
Brian, what's your pick?
My pick is NFL. And it's for a reason that none of y'all brought up. And it was the hard salary cap and no guaranteed contracts. If I make a mistake,
you're ruthless.
I make a mistake, I can get out of that. It's easy.
You're ruthless.
I'm only got to worry about the signing bonus.
We're gonna cut you.
That is a good aspect of the
Brian
NFL.
does not care. You Brian Shazier, you paralyzed. Sorry.
That'll
cuts off in 6 months.
No, you get to keep your signing bonus. I'm just not worried about the rest of that contract.
Right.
Funny. Football is a brutal sport, man. The owners that listen. I think another reason I chose the NFL, and it sucks that I chose Jeffrey Lurie's job because Jeffrey Lurie is actually a good owner.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many bad owners in the NFL.
Yep.
I think the NFL has the worst group of human beings that own their franchises. I've talked about this on many shows, but there's Daniel Snyder is a terrible human being, and he's in elite company with Jim Irsay, Stephen Ross, Jerry Jones. You heard about the Jerry Jones thing, right? The 26-year-old. I'll take care of the rest of your life if you keep this quiet. She got a baby by him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And then you don't have to be, with some of them, the ones you just named, they're not necessarily good at being owners anyway. It's not like your team is winning every year. Majority of these dudes still making money, and the team ain't winning nothing. I mean, Cowboys, they won, but that's back in the 90s. They hadn't won anything since. It's got a good 20-year streak of just being average. But still America's team and still worth however many billions of dollars and all this. I mean, come on. You can't do that in the NBA. I don't even think you can get away with that in Major League Baseball because your attendance is going to be down the drain. But the Cowboys, they're going to sell out every damn game and still make a killing.
I know this isn't a baseball show, but I will say this. The owners of baseball are awful too, but they're awful in a totally different way. The owners in NFL are awful, awful human beings, but they want to make money. The owners in baseball are the owners of Oakland A's, the Tampa Bay Rays, a lot of these teams, they don't spend $1. The Miami Marlins, they just, that's fine. We'll just throw a dog shit product on the field, make a bunch of money off the revenue share, other teams' fans coming to visit. It's terrible, man. It's so bad. Listen, I know this is not for the show. I know it's for another show, but MLB needs a salary cap floor. I
agree.
$100 million payroll or higher, or you can't own a team.
Man, the Rays owner is so bad. He was trying to split the home games between Florida and somewhere in Canada.
Yep.
Yeah, Montreal.
It was like, bro, what are you doing? you can't split your fan base like that, and because you complaining about you don't have enough people coming to the games. Well,
whoever got the TV on, can y'all turn that down, please? I heard BK have it your way.
Oh no, that's not
all right. So, next question on the docket.
That's mine, right?
You want to go? Yeah, you go.
Oh wait, I thought my topic was. All right, you can go.
No. I want you to go.
All right, mine was the NFL topic. Knowing that so I have a list here. Knowing that the MVP award for the NFL is more QB centric. Should the MVP award still be considered a QB award because other players like Justin Jefferson? This is a question prior to the Green Bay game, or other talented players at other positions get overlooked because of it being such a QB centric league or an award. So let me just back that up. So I have a list of players over the past, I think, couple years. 2019, Lamar Jackson won it. 2018 QB Patrick Mahomes won it. 2017 Tom Brady won the award. 2016 Matt Ryan.
I think it would be easier to tell me the last
Yeah,
time.
the ones who weren't quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, I mean the first one in the modern era was Adrian Peterson, the running back in 2002. I believe.
Well,
let me double check that list.
2012.
Adrian Peterson won it. I gotta go back down the list. I think he was the first. Oh, he won it. I think in 2002. I think, and then I think.
It can't be 2002.
No, not 2002.
Shit. Well, no, actually, 2006 was Danny Thompson, and then Adrian Peterson was a. I gotta look at the list.
I think it's 2012, bro.
Yeah, that's what Brett's saying. 2012.
Oh yeah. So the last non-QB to win the award was 2012. He had 2,000-something yards.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the question is, is it knowing your QB is the leader of your team, but there's other positions that are overlooked. Michael Parsons, I'm Michael Parsons, or Trayvon Diggs, or Stephon Diggs, or there's so many other great players.
Let me get this one first.
All right, go ahead.
I'll go first on this one. If I had the option and I could choose, I would create a different award system. Most valuable player is art. So watch how this works. Ready? Justin Jefferson can never be the most valuable player on a team because he's quarterback centric. He needs a quarterback to throw him the ball for him to be great. If you threw, I'm serious, I'm not trying to be smart. You threw Carson Wentz over in Minnesota, Justin Jefferson wouldn't break 1,000 yards.
Quarterback dependent.
Yep.
So I would change the award because it's unfair. It's a quarterback. Most valuable player is almost always going to be a quarterback, but I don't think it should be. I think quarterbacks are already paid the most. I think that they see all the advantages of can't touch them. They can do everything So I think the award should change to NFL's best player. And it's the best. So it would be the difference between you and other players at your position, but the NFL's best player. Then you can have offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, quarterback of the year.
Quarterback of the year. Yeah.
And I would have that have its own award.
Mm.
So a best player would be any position, could even be offensive line. And then offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year would be any position on offense or defense. And then quarterback of the year would be an award also.
Because I feel my opinion was the reason I brought up because I knew, Josh Allen, the Burrows, Mahomes, that hurts is, in the MVP race. But there's other players who I think and other positions that should be on that list, like Michael Parsons, who affects the defense side of the ball, or Trayvon Diggs.
Listen, you brought that up. It's a great question.
Yeah, so
read off some stats to you.
JJ Watt.
Joe Burrow has 34 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Josh Allen's got 32 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. Not to mention they've both lost multiple fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
They've turned the ball over almost half the time as they throw touchdowns, and they're considered two of the best quarterbacks in football. Patrick Mahomes has 13 interceptions.
Yeah.
So what do we when you look at this award, right? And I get it, quarterback's the most valuable award. That's what it is, right? I think if I was starting a franchise tomorrow and I could pick, I'd only pick 4 quarterbacks before I went to Micah Parsons. I think I would go Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Herbert. And I say Herbert over Hurts and Lawrence for a reason, because I think their shelf life is just shorter than a guy that can stand back there and throw the ball like a rocket.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Justin Herbert's shelf life is 14 years. I really believe that. But then I would take Michael Parsons because the disruption that he makes. At what point does Michael Parsons become more valuable than a quarterback, right? All right, so Kyle, you're starting
his first year, he was going off, man.
Kyle, you're starting a franchise tomorrow. Would you take Michael Parsons or Lamar Jackson?
Parsons.
Okay. Brian, you're starting a franchise tomorrow. Would you take Micah Parsons or Dak Prescott?
Oh, Michael Parsons. You made it easy for him. You said Dak.
I'm just giving an example of like top 10, 15 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
they take Micah Parsons over.
Yeah, but then again, you can get a game changer on the defense side of the ball because defense wins championships, man. Because
there's never been a better. I'll tell you something, and I mean this when I say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Micah Parsons is the closest you will ever see to Lawrence Taylor in your lifetime, and he could be better.
So does that make him more valuable?
Yes. He gets after the quarterback. He makes your quarterback look silly. Yes.
I think, that's my point. Like, I think players like that should be on the list too of the MVP.
I agree with you, but I would revamp the awards. So
I definitely agree. Yeah, like the best player or whatever.
I think the problem that you have with the award is you don't have a set parameter for what you're going to consider most valuable.
That's a good point.
So it's up to too much interpretation, and you have too many other position players that are quarterback dependent. Because you saw what happened with the Minnesota game yesterday. Jefferson, he's lost. He couldn't do anything. Why? Kirk Cousins can't give him the ball. And I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan. I never thought Kirk Cousins was.
That's not what it was.
Well, I mean,
listen. Alexander called an idiot. I think that guy was punching air yesterday because Jair Alexander, who I've told you guys all year is the best corner in football, bar none. Better than Jalen Ramsey, better than Patrick Surtain, better than Darius Slay, better than Sauce Gardner, the best corner in football. And he said, "Oh, I'm gonna be right in hair." Jair said, "I'm gonna be right in your hair all day."
Yeah,
and abused that man. Wasn't like he wasn't getting targets. He had 8 targets.
Yeah, he did have 8 targets.
1 reception.
But you also got to look at a couple of those where he got open. A couple of those he got open.
You're gonna be open in any sense of the.
But that's the reason why you have to put parameters on that award, because if Kirk Cousins has to be the person that's delivering that ball to you.
I mean, Jair Alexander should be on the MVP list. No, I don't know. That's a stretch.
He should be, just like Michael Parsons.
The point being is, and I'll stop for a minute because I feel like I'm talking a lot. I don't want to over talk anybody. But the point I'm going to get to, the point I'm going to talk to when I'm saying this is, if you were the reason the quarterback's always going to be the most valuable. It's always more most valuable because they are the most valuable. Like, don't lie to yourself.
Yeah, no.
Because watch how this works, right? Do you think the Dallas Cowboys could be a playoff team without Micah Parsons? And you replace Micah Parsons with, like, let's just say the 20th best, the 30th best defensive end in football, they could still be a playoff team. They got CeeDee Lamb, they got Dak, they got Zeke. They could still be a playoff team, right? Mm-hmm. You ain't replacing Dak Prescott with Mike White, and that team's not making the playoffs. It's not happening. And you watch what happened with Lamar Jackson, right? Look at Baltimore. What's their record without Lamar this year?
I got
2-3, 1-4. They're bad. What was the record last year without him? All you did was replace him with the 25th, 23rd best quarterback in football. You went from 8 to 24, and you stink. Can't score. That defense is good. Patrick Queen's good. Roquan Smith's good.
Yeah.
But when you can't score the football, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
There's a caveat to that.
Yeah, I was mad quiet last night after that game.
The only time it does matter is if your defense is scoring. Mm-hmm. If your defense ain't scoring no points, then you're right. But that is the issue, because even with Dallas defense is good. That defense also has some pick sixes, fumble return for touchdowns, and that inflates their points per game. So it's not like the offense is the one that's scoring all those points. That defense is actually putting points on the board too.
The defense and special teams have more points than their offense.
Right.
I mean, I never in that game last night. I never expected the Ravens to blow out the Steelers because every time they play is a close game.
Offensively, they can't blow out anybody right now.
No, they can't right now. But I'm just saying that
the reason why quarterback either, bro.
The reason why I didn't really say much because I knew that we had chances to take a lead, like a big lead, like when that Justice Hill kick return at the 50-yard line. we were down. We had a chance to score. I don't know what, but that play of the game was that I think it was Micah Fitzpatrick on. I think we were in field goal range, but he caught. I think with Lakely. I think Fitzpatrick made a play on the ball.
Likely when he was about to catch the ball and
catch the ball for the first down. Yeah, that was the play of the game.
It wasn't a first down, but it was a field goal range.
Yeah, well, easier field goal. Yeah, but
I mean that punting. All right, sorry, I've kind of.
Kyle, did you answer the question yet? No,
I was about to say, the MVP is always going to be quarterbacks because when teams lose, what do? We look at the quarterback stat line first and go, there you go. When they win, automatically check what the quarterback did. And yeah, Micah Parsons and those guys, people from the outside would be like, well, defensive player of the year is like your MVP for defensive players. But it just doesn't seem right if you're going to name an award MVP, but then tell defensive players that the defensive player of the year is like the MVP for you guys. So I think Gene's right. You would just change the title. You go quarterback of the year, and then if you want to do defensive player of the year, keep all that. But unless you set some type of record outside of the quarterback position, you really don't have a chance. Because Peterson, when he won it, he broke the rushing record.
Yeah.
That's why he got it. And if Jefferson were to break, the 2,000 yard or whatever, he'd get some consideration. He probably still wouldn't win it, but that's the only way that you can win it outside of the quarterback position right now.
Yeah, he should get more recognition because he got Kirk Cousins as a quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers won the award last year, and Cooper Kupp set the triple crown.
Yeah,
for wide receivers.
Yep.
How?
And a lot of times MVP, it's reputation. Rodgers is. He doesn't have the Super Bowl rings and all that to really fit the profile people have for him. So he's got the MVPs.
Bro, in 2017, they were literally begging to find a quarterback to give it to. It was Carson Wentz's award. Then he tore his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was Russell Wilson's award. Then he was playing terrible. And Tom Brady eventually won the award. But, in reality, they were begging to find a quarterback. His stat line for that year stunk.
Mm-hmm.
It's truth. But, Brian, what's your thoughts?
Oh, I said you need to get parameters for the award. Without that, then it's too much interpretation. Then it might as well just find whatever the best quarterback is and say, here you go, MVP.
It's best quarterback award. That's what it is. That's what you need to do. You need to have a best quarterback award.
Yeah, so it needs just rename it, take it, take the MVP out of it, and just say, here you go, best quarterback.
And then you go offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, and the offensive player of the year be a non-quarterback.
Yeah, and they need to do that with the Heisman Trophy too, because there's no way Ndamukong Suh did not win that Heisman that year.
Listen, if you watch what's happening in the NFL this year, and you want to tell me Aiden Hutchinson didn't have an opportunity to win that award. Because Aiden Hutchinson, what he did in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Brister, listen, I more like best quarterback on best team most years. I hear that, but that's not always how it works. So the best quarterback on the best team this year is Jalen Hurts. He ain't not gonna win it. But I don't know. I think that there's one team in football that you could plug a quarterback in and it won't matter. They'll still win football games.
49ers.
That's right.
Yep. Niners. Yep.
That defense is legit. That they have skill position players out the wazoo. They got an offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They have everything. Bro, if Tom Brady goes there next year, because I think he's going to, I said this already. If Tom Brady goes there next year, I'm telling you right now, that team won't lose a football game.
Yeah, they got Tom, probably got McCaffrey still.
You would have Kittle, Debo, Ayuk,
yeah.
McCaffrey, an offensive line that can protect Tom Brady and the best.
Boza.
But that's what I'm trying to figure out. How the hell does Jimmy G keep getting hurt?
Because Jimmy
They can't protect him,
bro. And he's frail.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt when he was backing up Tom Brady the first time.
So where does Trey Lance go? Does he go into another team? Or does he sit?
No, I think Trey Lance sits 1 year behind Tom Brady as they win.
Yeah, Brady's not going to play that many more years. So
I thought his bar was 45.
He wins the Super Bowl for his hometown team. That's the perfect ride out in the chariot.
Yep.
That's it. That's his team he rooted for when he grew up.
I feel like this year should be his last year but who knows? Who knows? I heard the Niners, then Raiders are a team.
If it comes down to Raiders and Niners, he's picking the Niners every day.
Oh yeah, but I heard they're in the mix too. I mean the Raiders. But yeah, that'd be interesting to go to the Niners. Heard was in the top comment.
I think Rodgers was the best quarterback last year. He was unbelievable in the regular season. Remember, it's a regular season award. And listen, the Packers are going to sneak into the playoffs, and guess who they're going to run into in the first round? Their old nemesis, the San Francisco 49ers. It's like almost like that's like, 49ers go always find a way to get on injured reserve, but they'd be my favorite to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't know how they wouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last question tonight. We got 12 minutes left. I left myself a little bit less. Best team in NFL or NBA, the best team you've ever seen to not win a championship. So there's a lot of teams on that list. And at this point, I might just take what's left. I'll go fourth on this one. I might just take what's left. Kyle, give me one that I didn't mention before the show.
Okay, so that's taking out the undefeated Patriots who didn't win it. And who's the second one that you said?
The 73-9 Warriors.
Okay. Outside of that, I would say I can't remember what year it was, but the Kings team was, you know, when they had Weber.
Are you talking about the fixed game?
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh man,
He stole it.
Waddy
That was the one I
T-Mac,
had.
Mike Bibbies.
I mean, that team right there was built to win it all that year. They were fun to watch.
That was the most fixed basketball game I've ever watched in my life. Game 6 in Sacramento. I've never seen anything worse.
Yeah.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anything worse. Ever.
Yeah, no, I
My
agree.
friend Kevin that's here with me, he will tell you it's the 2009 NBA Finals, Game 7. He thinks it was the most fixed game ever for the Lakers to beat the Celtics. He strongly believes that.
Yeah, that was bad too. Yeah.
Yo, Brad. He broke me.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I can't. All right. So Kyle, you going with the Sacramento Kings. Brian, give me one.
Kyle stole it. It was gonna be that Kings team.
You gotta give me one.
Oh man. Oh shoot.
You can give me one of the two. I just want Kyle to give me something different.
No, because what I can do is go back to my Atlanta Braves, where every year
How about the 90s?
Mowed down in the 90s by the damn Yankees, man, or the Minnesota Twins.
Listen, Brian, they had Maddox,
Yeah.
Evan, Schmaltz. Whew.
But see, that was the problem, and that's the one thing I hated because they never spent money on a bat.
They had bats. They just didn't perform in big
No.
moments.
See, no. That was the problem year after year after year. I don't care if your starting pitching only gives up one run a game. When you don't score a run a game, you lose. And that was their problem.
They had Chipper Jones. They had David Justice in his prime. They had the crime dog, Fred McGriff.
Yeah.
They had a Marquise Grissom. Come on, man. Don't act like they didn't have a good team.
I didn't say they didn't have a good team. I said they didn't have
They
reliable
more on a
bats that they needed to spend money on because you knew playoff time.
Terry Pendleton.
See, Terry Pendleton was a slap base hit, trying to get a base hit. No, I need somebody that's going to actually hit a home run. I need somebody that's going to put the ball over the fence.
Mr. Brister, the question was the greatest team in the NFL or NBA that never won a championship, that didn't win a championship. Greatest team. So we've got the 2002 Kings. We've got the for the 2013 Spurs is a fantastic answer.
Yeah,
fantastic answer.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Go ahead, tell me, Big J.
So my team, I'm gonna go with the NBA, with the 2008-09 Cavaliers, 66-16.
What?
The 16.
What team that got swept in the finals?
The one where LeBron had the MVP with the best supporting cast with the Julius Ilgauskas, Mo Williams, Sasha.
Stunk. What are you talking about?
Huh?
They were awful.
How they're awful when
They
they're
were LeBron and friends. Their second leading scorer was friggin' Mo Williams.
Yeah, but the record was 6-12 or 16.
I don't care what their regular season record was.
I mean, they got knocked out, I think, by the Orlando Magic in the conference finals.
I remember that. Yeah,
that year.
They lost to the Magic in 5. LeBron hit that game winner to win the one game they won. I think
he was off
backboard from the straight. I remember it. it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a pick.
Yeah.
Here, let me help you. Let me help you.
There's so many other good ones.
Undefeated Patriots. Let me help you. With Randy Moss.
I'm never gonna pick that.
They were 18-0 and they lost to the Giants.
If you want to look a Randy Moss team that should have won a championship was that Vikings team that lost to the Falcons in the playoffs.
It's not. It's not the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it is the same team. You're talking about 98.
Yeah.
That's my team, bro. I was saying that. Why did you do that, Brian?
Oh, my bad. Hey.
Carter, Moss, and Reed. What else do you need?
Yeah.
Randall Cunningham, Robert Smith. They couldn't be stopped. Yeah. You play with them on Madden, people call you a cheater. Mm-hmm. You had Randall that could throw the ball 70 yards in the air to a prime Randy Moss, Chris Carter, and Jake Reed. Robert Smith, the best running back no one talks about.
Yeah.
He got hurt, too short of a career. Kid was a stud. Oh, you stole it from me. You didn't have to do that, Brian.
My bad, man. My bad.
It's hurtful. Listen, Jordan, I'm going to give you another opportunity. You can't give me the 2008 non-Cavaliers. The 2008 non-Cavaliers wouldn't make the friggin' playoffs today. It was LeBron and a bunch of scrubs. Hold on, let me pull up that roster since you said that shit.
Yeah, I think of LeBron, the Julius Ilgauskas, Mo Williams.
You hear what you just said?
I mean, but
Boobie Gibson, yeah. I think he was on there. Yeah.
I think
Sasha Pavlich in the starting lineup.
No.
AJ Hickson. You remember when LeBron got JJ Hickson a contract?
Yeah.
That was his friend. They had the same agent. Wally's Derbiak at the end of his career, he was like 60. Anderson Vareshell, Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace was 40 years old.
Ben Wallace was on that team?
Yeah.
Dang.
I honestly did not even remember that.
No.
He didn't play.
Okay.
He was like,
I mean,
they had the best. Never mind. I ain't gonna say that. Listen, LeBron took his talents to South Beach. Delonte took his. Listen, his mom was right. I didn't say it.
I was gonna say the 739 Warriors too, but
that's the answer. You could use that one. That's fine. We're good with that one.
The way LeBron and them took over.
You weren't the highlight LeBron. That's what you should have did.
See now, I don't think people talk enough about.
I looked up the freaking best teams and everyone won the championship, and those teams came up.
Bro, don't admit that to the listeners.
The fact you looked it up and that team came up. No.
07 Patriots was legit, and 15-16 words. We mentioned both of them. Ben could hardly move anymore. Had the same impact as Tracy McGrady on the 2013 third. Guys. Dude, that 98 Vikings team was incredible. They were so good.
Yep. One underthrown pass.
And listen to me. I knew it too. Gary Anderson didn't miss a field goal all year.
Yeah.
That Vikings team didn't punt.
Mm-hmm.
They had the opportunity to go up 10 with 2 minutes left, and he missed a 41 or 42-yard field goal. And then the Falcons scored. The Vikings never touched the ball again. It went in overtime, and then they lost in overtime.
Yep.
That was the Dirty Bird year.
Yes, sir. That was the one underthrown pass. I was like, oh, my God, please don't let it reach. And he threw that thing short. I said, thank you.
The Broncos won the Super Bowl that year, right?
Yeah, Broncos won.
I'll tell you something right now.
Because the damn man of the year wanted to go out and get some tail on the street and just messed the whole damn thing up.
No chance, in my opinion. No chance, in my opinion, that Broncos team beats that Vikings team.
No, that's different. That's a completely different game.
But that would have been a way better game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever feel like the Falcons had a chance in that football game?
No.
Once the damn man of the year gets busted for solicitation the night before the damn Super Bowl, I knew it was like, hey, they don't need to watch now. if that's what you got going on before the Super Bowl, nah. Yeah.
Well, I'll put this comment back up.
What?
Nice. I'll put this comment back up because I think I put it up earlier. But
that's a good one. You're talking about the Kevin Dyson year. The year they were
stopping the 1 yard line.
1 yard line.
That wasn't even. I will say this though. I'm not trying to be smart when I say this. This is going to come off really. This is going to come off really. It's going to be blasphemous to NFL history. He wasn't that close. He wasn't. He dove from like the 5, got the ball to like the 1.5. He never had a chance. This guy had. Listen, the defender had his arms around him.
He shouldn't have got that close. That's the reason why people talk about it.
Take it a step further. That was only to tie the game.
Yeah.
Rams still win that football game.
He shouldn't have got that close. That's the point.
I hear you. But if he gets tackled and bounced, the game's over. So they were playing a shell and making sure that he didn't get in the end zone. It almost worked out for Tennessee, but in reality, I don't think
Tennessee shouldn't have been there with that lateral.
Also, the most overrated coach of all time, but that's a different show, was Jeff Fisher. Most overrated
coach of all time. Mr. A&E. Yeah. I could not stand watching Jeff Fisher.
I got the topic for next week, guys. The flukiest Super Bowl run of all time. That Ravens team won that 1 year when they beat the Broncos on that ridiculous pass.
With the miracle.
Oh, my God. The flukiest run ever. The Joe Flacco run.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything worse.
The lights went out in the Superdome. I remember.
Yep, everything.
I knew you.
You're Ravens fan. That was the flukiest run. Was it Trent Dilfer? No, it wasn't Trent Dilfer.
No,
Trent Dilfer was the one before.
Yeah, did Trent Dilfer won in 2001? That was the greatest defense I ever watched in my life.
Yep.
Yeah,
in my life.
Wow.
Ever. Trent Dilfer didn't need to play in that game.
Man, this game is still on. Penn State. I thought the game was gonna come on.
It's the Rose Bowl, bro. Of course it's still on.
No, but I'm paying Bengals after this game. So.
Okay. Well, the Penn State's winning, so shout out to Penn State. It's 8:00, gentlemen. It was another great show. I love talking sports with y'all. This barbershop type talk is just gets me excited. We talk about fun topics.
Before we go, man, let's make our pick for tonight's game. Let's go around. Bills, Bengals.
Bengals.
Like, bro, you can't get me to not pick Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He's too good. Yo, I watched who was it? It was either Chris Sims or Boomer Esiason. It was one of the guys. But they did an NFL comparison, today's quarterbacks to back in the day. And it was so good the way he did it. He said, Justin Herbert is Dan Marino.
Okay. Yeah.
He spins the ball, like the accuracy, the arm strength. He said Josh Allen is John Elway. The way he'd run people over, like throw his body on the line. He said Joe Burrow is Tom Brady. The way he maneuvers around a football field. He said Patrick Mahomes. Well, that's just Patrick Mahomes. I love the way he set it up. It was perfect. There's only one Patrick Mahomes. I don't think there'll ever be another Kermit.
Where do you pull Lamar? Mike Vick?
Oh, he only had 4. Lamar Jackson really get talked about in these conversations. It's the good quarterbacks.
Where's Hurts at, man?
Same where Lamar's at. On the bench.
I don't even think Lamar compares to Vic either.
As far as athleticism, I think if you were looking at an NFL comparison,
as far as athleticism,
but we'll talk about that more next week. But
anyway.
Gotta leave him wanting more. Leave him wanting more, guys. I think the one thing that we're really getting tired of in Sports Empire Network is the end of the show. Tell us where to find you because we're on every freaking night. So you know you can find us on Sports Empire Network. That's King Kyle Edwards, Brian the Man coming in hot Monday nights. That's Big J Jordan Jean Lewis. Can't screw that one up. I'm wire to wire.
Actually, it's Jean Louis, but
Louis.
Haitian.
Jean Lewis.
Huh?
Jean Lewis.
Gene Lewis.
I mean, should I call you Gene Wasak?
Call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late. I'm hungry. All right. That's it. That's all guys tonight. Any final comments?
All good, man. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, enjoy the new year.
Yeah, pretty much what Brett said.
Brett, you the man. Appreciate everybody tuning in. The Maestro Brister, Brett, Gardapi, everybody else in the chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate your love. Sports Empire Network. Check us out. This is the Cheap Seats Podcast, and we are signing out.
Yep.